As a self-confessed completionist, I've been working through each one of the regions in Diablo 4, essentially completing all of the side activities. Now, some of these are a lot more straightforward than others. Most people will finish the altars and the dungeons and all of that a lot sooner than they finish the side quests, and for many people like myself, the side quest will be the last activity that you work on. Now, the difficulty in getting these done essentially comes from the fact that there is no completed quest tab that shows you which ones you've done versus what you haven't done, and also a large amount of these side quests actually don't come from prompts and side quest little icons, but rather from enemies that you kill dropping items, bodies that you loot dropping items, and essentially mining nodes and herb nodes also giving you items that start side quests. So by the time you arrive in the region, most likely you're going to be missing a few, and I've created a series of videos essentially tackling each one of the regions and telling you the missions that I struggled with, the ones that were missing for me, and hopefully that can help you as well. And we've done all of the other regions before. We've done Skarsglen, Fractured Peace, Kyrgyzstan, and Dry Steppes, and today is the last one, Hawezar. Hawezar has a huge amount of side quests, 49 in total, and by the time I was ready to start hunting down the side quests which I was missing, I was at 43 out of 49, which meant that I missed a whopping 6 side quests. So we had to start getting to work on these and essentially getting these done, and the very first one was Rusted Dagger. Now, if you look to the north of Hawezar, you of course have the Tree of Whispers area, and there's a teleport pad right there. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to teleport to this pad, and then you're going to start making your way down. Now, as you're going down, you're going to see a little ghost boy with his arm stretched out, essentially pointing you in a direction. The first ghost boy is essentially telling you to go north, east, southwest, sort of like a little bit southwest. And as you go down past where this altar Lilith is, you'll see another ghost boy now pointing down towards in the other direction. Now, essentially, he's leading you to his body. And as you go down here, you'll see the boy's body in the ground, well, on the ground right there in the marsh. And you simply loot it to get this Rusted Dagger item to drop. Now, as soon as you pick this up, it's going to start the side quest. It's basically just going to tell you to take the dagger to the boy's father. You go drop it off, and that's this side quest done. Our next side quest is an item called the Time-Worn Temu Doll. And essentially this comes from loose rocks that you have to loot in the Rust Wash area. So this area on the map here, essentially just move through it, kill everything, and look for these loose rock items that you can loot on the ground. I was really lucky. I found this one relatively fast. I didn't have to loot too many, so hopefully the same is true for you. But this is a little bit different. Usually, you know, I'm telling people to look inside bodies and corpses and stuff, but this one actually comes from these loose rocks that you loot in the area. More than anything, this is an indication that whenever you play this game, you need to be looting and moving and opening and doing everything, because you never know when some side quest can be popping out of some, you know, nook and cranny. But that's basically it. As soon as you get this doll here, again, this is an item that you pick up that starts the side quest for you, and then essentially tells you to go to an area and give the item to a person, and that's you done with the side quest. Now, speaking of looting corpses and basically covering our third missed side quest here, is the Hungering Necrolytes cache, which comes from looting bodies in this big area down at the bottom here, essentially at the very southern tip of the map. So simply cover this entire area as long as you stick in this sort of like area below this teleport pad here, especially right below the teleport pad. There's a huge amount of these bodies, but simply move through this area and look for bodies that you can turn over. This item will show up out of one of these bodies and expects you to then also just kill enemies in this area and gather up their anima, their spirit. And as soon as you fill that gauge, this side quest is also going to be done, and that'll be number 3, done and dusted. Now, our last 3 side quests in the Hawezar area are actually part of a chain, and you have to complete them in exactly the sequence that I'm essentially going to tell you. That means that if you don't get this side quest done, you can't move on to the next one and then to the last one. You can't do them in any order, unfortunately. So this needs to go this way. Now, the item you're looking for is Kingsport Ale, and in the same area that we were just in for the Hungering Necrolyte cache, you need to also be looting chests. Now, as mentioned before, you pretty much in this game need to be looting every goddamn thing that's not nailed down. But basically, as you open up chests in the area, there's a chance for this Kingsport Ale item to spawn. From what I've realized speaking to other people, the chance of this item spawning seems to be super low. So hopefully you don't have to loot too many loots. You don't have to loot too many chests to get this to drop. But as soon as this drops, honestly, the worst part of these 3 remaining side quests is done. Trust me. So as soon as you pick up this Kingsport Ale, it's going to tell you to go to Lyndon. Lyndon is of course the scoundrel from Diablo 3. He's part of another side quest chain in this area, but you take this item over to him, and that's going to be the first side quest done. Now, the second quest in this chain after you've given the Kingsport Ale to Lyndon is the Forgotten Crossbow. Now, this item can only spawn once you've already handed the ale to Lyndon. But what area that you're looking for is the Rodspill Delta, which is to the north of the city that you're standing in right now next to Lyndon. And this item can actually come out of corpses on the ground. Big surprise there, right? So move through the area, killing enemies and everything like that, and looking for lootable corpses on the ground. I was able to find this super fast. I think it was literally the second or the third corpse. So at least other than the Kingsport Ale, it seems like the drop rate on this is super high. Either that or I'm just super lucky. But this Forgotten Crossbow will come out of one of the bodies that you loot, hopefully the first one. And then again, this crossbow you just need to take back to Lyndon again, and that's going to be the second quest in the side quest like trio in this chain done. The last quest in this chain is then super easy. It's the most straightforward of the three, thank God. And all that we need to do is we need to be going to Zarben Zed, the city itself. And as you get here, simply go down towards the jeweler. You'll actually see the side quest icon on the jeweler there. This will once again, as mentioned, only be there if you've already done Kingsport Ale and you've already given the Forgotten Crossbow to Lyndon. So you simply go up to the vendor itself. You'll see that the vendor is selling an item, a quest item that you can buy. Once you buy this item, which is the Thieves Guild emblem, you simply teleport back to Lyndon, you hand him the item, and that side quest is done. And then that also means that the 6 that you were potentially missing in Hawezar is done, and we have 49 out of 49 for this region. And that's it for the video as well as the series. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Hopefully these were some of the side quests that you were missing to get all of your ones done for Hawezar, and hopefully then also you're done with all of the regions, and this is another item or another thing that you can tick off the box. As I said, as a completionist, this is like one of the loveliest feelings, is when you have ticks next to everything and everything's done. I guess it's a little bit of OCD kicking in there. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if any of these were the ones that you're missing, if you're struggling with other ones. This video has been good for crowdsourcing this, or this video series has been good for crowdsourcing this information as well, as a lot of people have been commenting in the video, and then basically people have been taking those comments and those have also been helping them. So there's no reason why we can't continue on that tradition. As mentioned, I appreciate you, and it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Until next video, fucking cheers.